Hi, I'm Kristen Best. Today is September 11th, and we're marking this historic day with an incredible tour with an incredible family here in Southern California. The family is the Rosses. Jason Ross is a wounded veteran. He and his family have moved to this smart house as a result of a partnership with the Gary Sinise Foundation. The Gary Sinise Foundation has built this home for them and allowed Jason to design it. Now we're going to meet with Gary Sinise to find out more about it. Hi Gary, thanks so much for letting us be a part of this amazing day.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, Gary, we wanted to talk with you about the Gary Sinise Foundation, and I wanted to tell you that I'm also a big fan of yours, of Apollo 13 and especially Forrest Gump as well. Those were such fun movies. But what I like about what you're doing now is it's so important with your foundation, the Gary Sinise Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
The roots of what I'm doing today are kind of deep. They go back to my family, and then with all the veterans on both my side of the family and my wife's side of the family, and on her side of the family in particular. And so locally in Chicago, I just started getting involved with local veterans groups back in the 70s and 80s. And then when the opportunity to play one in Forrest Gump came along, I wanted to do it so badly, and I was lucky to get the part as Lieutenant Dan. And after September 11th, when we started deploying to Afghanistan and Iraq, people started getting hurt, people started getting killed. I volunteered to just start going out and visiting our troops. Through that, I got involved with many different military charities that as a celebrity, I could kind of shine a light on these charities and help them raise more money to help our veterans. And that manifested itself into the creation of my own military charity, the Gary Sinise Foundation, because I just realized, you know, this was a very serious part of my life. It's a very passionate part of my life to try to ensure that what's happening today to our current active duty veterans, those that deploy, in response to what happened on September 11th, that what happened to our Vietnam veterans when they came home from war and the shameful way that they were treated does not happen to this current active duty military that we have. We've built a foundation over 4.5 years into what it is today, and we're building smart technology homes and raising money to do all kinds of different things. I think there's been about, at this point, about a total of 35 houses that we've been involved in, and that's what the Gary Sinise Foundation is trying to provide here.
Well, you've done a wonderful job here. I wanted to ask you, though, before we get into this house, what is the RISE part of your foundation, the RISE?
It's RISE, Restoring Independence, Supporting Empowerment. When somebody gets injured, they lose their legs, they lose their arms, they have a traumatic brain injury, they're burned from head to toe, they have problems with their eyes, whatever the injuries are, their independence is automatically taken away from them. They have to rely on so many others to take care of them in so many ways. So we try to provide independence for them, to give them some of that independence back to where they can take care of themselves. By doing that, it helps the entire family, because the entire family, who has been so focused on that particular wounded person, making sure that they have everything they need at all times, and they're, you know, always there for them. It gives them their independence back too, because that warrior can take care of themselves. Have you gotten a chance to use a lot of this and see what a lot of it does?
Yes, I've played with a lot of it. I'm getting used to it.
If you're missing parts of yourselves and you just simply cannot do certain things the way you did them before, we have to provide you with opportunities to do them again in a different way. So that's why the smart technology that we put into these homes is so critically important. Jason is confined totally to a wheelchair, so he's not somebody who can put on prosthetic legs and move around or anything. He's totally bound to his wheelchair. So you can see the types of floors and the space and the doorways and all the things that we put into these houses to make sure that he can get around easily himself without having to worry about not being able to get through a door or the bathroom doesn't work.
At this point, they're 36, so they're 38 and 40 inches.
Right.
This is really a dishwasher. Yeah.
Oh, it is. We don't want to design a house to look like it's built for somebody who's got an injury or a disability. So there's all the fun little things that are hidden in the house that our core brands folks do, and all the smart technology folks do, to make that easy for somebody like Jason to get around and help us to restore their independence, which supports their empowerment and gives them their dignity back. First time we all met kind of out in this courtyard. I met his dad, George, his mom, Linda. Eventually I met his two beautiful girls, Stacy and Jackie. Wow, what a room! You love your room?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great house. Love it.
Jackie, where are you going?
Oh, wow. Anything in there?
Yeah, chicken.
Ooh.
Number 4. Yes.
You said you wanted some Minnie Mouse stuff?
Just a little
Well, you
bit
got it.
now.
He's got a very, very severe injury. He's had over 200 surgeries. He was blown up, took both of his legs, and then over time, his injury did not improve, and they kept having to take more and more. And so now Jason, from the waist down, he's nothing below the belt. How has that kind of helped, you know, just independence-wise?
Well, it's a big house. If I call for somebody, like my mom or dad, sometimes they can't hear me because they're down at the end.
Right.
And instead of having to get up again and go find somebody if I need something, I can page them. It's nicer just because I'm not worried about where I'm turning and what I'm doing, because I know I have space. I don't run into a wall. Definitely nicer as far as being able to move about.
This is a house that's built totally for the needs of the veteran and the veterans' families. So we want to make sure that when we design it and everything, they're a part of that design and that they have a hand in every phase of it.
I'm looking for like a ranch style, or Spanish, a little bit of Spanish flair style type home.
Now he's got this opportunity to have a better life, a happier life, and a more independent life. It's a team effort. There's a lot of people that jump in to help us, and Core Brands is one of them here, who has made a lot of the magic happen around this house. It's going to be their forever house, what we call it.
I'm with George Ross now in the Ross's home. George and Linda are the parents of Jason. And George, can you tell us a little bit how this beautiful home is helping and affecting your family?
Well, because of Jason's injuries, he is unable to get around as a normal person would, and this house was designed with that in mind, and now he can do a lot of the things on his own. What this allows us to do is to invite people over that are also in wheelchairs. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of room to get around. Just the idea that it is our home, that's what I like best about it.
This is awesome. This has a fantastic drawer that pulls out, and Jason was able to put the coins in where he wanted them, and he has over 100 coins.
Back in the earlier wars, there was a colonel who wanted a way to identify his troops so that they knew when friendly and foe. And so he came up with the idea of a token, and it was a challenge token. And so he said this was a challenge coin. Other groups and commands and such, they all found out about it, and they all started coming up with their own, and it morphed over the years to where you could walk into a gathering, a social gathering that the military was having, and a guy would slap down his challenge coin, and if you had a challenge coin that was higher, that means he would buy you a drink.
I like that.
Or sometimes, depending on the gatherings, he would have to buy everybody a drink.
Oh boy.
And that's what the challenge coin is. But in Jason's case, this one here guaranteed him a win every time. This is a presidential challenge.
Oh my goodness.
Challenge coin.
That would win.
Commander-in-Chief, you can't top it.
So, Gary, we've got a special friend with us today, Joe Lautner from Core Brands, and they've provided the ELAN system here for the home. He's great with technology. Joe, come on out.
I want to hear about all that, Joe.
Look forward to it. Really, when we started this about 15 years ago, there was a vision of trying to use technology to help people that you know, don't have all the capabilities that we might. And so it delivers the interface so that you can do it in a very convenient way, from a touchscreen on the wall to a mobile device like an iPad or a phone. We're hoping here is that it just adds a little more independence and capabilities for Jason.
I can assure you it does. I've seen the technology work in many of our homes, and it's really life-changing.
It's really nice to hear, because there's a lot of folks back there that don't always get to see what the end use case is, and this is probably one of the most important that we're delivering. So we have a security system, and with the security system, we have the ability to look at all the doors and windows and motion detectors and know if there's a door or window open, when it opened, how long it was open for. We also have the ability to lock and unlock the doors and open and close the garage door. Lighting control gives you the ability to go to different areas of the house, and all the switches, if the switch is lit, it says the light's on, and if we touch the switch, it'll turn the light off. Climate is an interesting feature. All the thermostats will be on the system, and we can adjust the temperature from here. We also have the ability to set schedules. There's this energy management mode where we show the heating and cooling set points and the usage over time. So very easy to get the house into a comfort zone, and very easy to put it into energy management if people are away. Certainly cameras are helpful to see who's at the doors, who's in the driveway, people who are coming and going. We've got an intercom door station with a video camera on it. Core Brands has the ELAN control system, which ties together all these systems. But we also have brands that provide entertainment, TV control, speakers in the ceiling.
That's an intercom as well.
And it's an intercom as well. So
I'm listening.
It's a way to page, yeah. So as those girls get a little older, Dad will have great ability to manage as they grow up. So that'll be important. You know, this is an adaptable system. We can integrate things like irrigation and help manage resources like that. And over time, as we've offered, we want to hear about what else this system can do to help. So it's, what can it do? Can you do this? And that's what will help us make this more beneficial to your program. It's really a great honor to be part of this, especially today on 9/11, bringing it home, and it's, I think it's changed my life today. So yeah,
Thank you so much.
We thank you.
And I assure you that George will stay in touch with you.
Well, there's nothing you can do other than just be as supportive as we can here. So really it's a treat. And we recently had a meeting with some of our core integrators. We asked them about our commitment and would they participate in helping around the US with projects, and there was a resounding absolutely. So we got a really strong commitment from that group, and we're excited to continue with you.
I'm glad to hear that.
Right.
Thanks
again.
so much.
I really hope more people can support this kind of thing, this with your foundation, so that more of these houses can be built, because it's truly making a big impact here. So let's.
Well, I'd just like to say that I've been impacted more than by the people that I met, and by the courage and determination, perseverance, and just the heart of what these warriors go through and their families. And they inspire me every day to just be a better person and to try to do more. And it's an honor and a privilege and rewarding to when you can complete something like this and see the family and they're happy and trying to move forward.
Oh my, this is to have Jason be able to, once he's healed up and do everything he's gonna be able to do, it's just.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.